Welcome to episode 2 of Road to Legend here. We're going to be playing some Druid today, and if you haven't seen the last video, be sure to check it out. We kind of had a bit of an unfortunate incident the last time we played Druid, but we had a great time playing the deck, so we decided that we're going to be giving it another try here. We felt like, that last game, we didn't want to talk about it too much because it was an unfortunate end to us, but we felt like we didn't do the deck justice. The deck was performing very well here, so I decided to give it another chance here, play a couple games with it, see how well we can do here. So into our first game here, we're going up against a rogue here. And slow start from us, but once we get to turn 3, 4, 5, we really have a lot of cards that we can play here. So yeah, let's see what this rogue's doing here. So rogue does, rogue things, discovers, gets a bunch of cards. So here we draw new heights, and it's kind of a tough choice for me. Do I go for that or do I go for the dragon? I ended up going for the dragon here. It just made more sense here, just so I can get, I get the mana crystal anyway, and I also get the pressure on board. I figured we're so far away from 10 mana anyway that I can hold on to that card for now, and when I have some spare mana on a turn or something, then I can go for that. But now that he doesn't have any board pressure, I could go for it, but it would be kind of a waste. Going for the 5 mana card here make the most sense because I can also get the finale off, get some discounts. So now we're in a pretty good spot here. We have an incredible hand. We got some tempo. So he plays his weapon here, which that's okay for us here. Probably gonna go with the 4 mana dragon because we pretty much get to play it for free here. And now we have to think about our turn a bit. So yeah, we go for the new heights. We double up on it. So now our mana can go up to 16. And now we have 8 mana to work with, and now we can really make use of that mana advantage. I'm not used to playing Druid. I'm not used to kind of getting a ton of mana and having these insane turns. So I'm looking forward to it. It seems like a very fun style to play. Although I know a lot of people don't enjoy playing against someone that has 20 mana on a turn. But we draw Marin here, and we might play him, but I'm already so head on board. I don't necessarily need the perfect card or treasure that I'm gonna get from him anyway. That I decided to go for the Doomkin play here. I'm on 10 mana, he's on 5 mana. So we're just gonna be able to honestly tempo this rogue into oblivion with all the extra mana that we have at this point here. So he plays actually the Druid Claw, which kind of sucks for us here just because of how it trades into the board. Whatever he trades into, he's gonna have 2 HP left, and I don't really have a way of dealing 2. I don't have a lot of spells in my deck, but we do carry some cards here that can give us an answer. So we just gotta hope that we top deck something here. So he clears our board here. He leaves a 7-2, which is very threatening, but it's not a big deal because we just top deck the perfect card. We get swipe right there. And we have so much mana to spare here that it almost doesn't matter. We can choose to do whatever we want here. So I'm definitely gonna go for the swipe. I'm not willing to take 7 damage face here, and we're just gonna go for Mara and spend the mana and get kind of choose one of these kind of like treasure cards here. I'm not maybe yeah. Discover 2 legendary minions makes the most sense here. I already have card draw in the 6 mana card. I can draw like up to 6 cards if I really wanted to, but I probably wouldn't choose and draw 2, 3 times. He plays Grift. I don't know how to pronounce any of these names, so you're just gonna have to bear with it here. So I honestly don't know how this. Oh, okay, okay, now it works. We just get a slightly worse version of the card that he gets. So Rogue discounts his hands, which is kind of typical Rogue behavior. They just kind of get cheap cards and then play a ton of stuff. But honestly, we're like so far ahead here. Like I have 12 mana, he has 6 mana, and honestly, I have too much mana at this point. Like, I don't even have enough cards to match the amount of mana that I have. But I'm gonna go for the discover 2 legendary minions. We don't get the best options here, so they're all battle cries as well, so they won't trigger anyway. I decided to go for the 6/5 or the 6 mana guy, just because it had the best stats. Everything else didn't really seem all that great. And then we go for our Ziliax here, and yeah, we have a massive board here. Rogue doesn't usually have ways of clearing big boards like this. It's one of the class's biggest weakness. I mean, they do have a lot of spells, but they don't have a single spell that's just going to be able to clear that entire board for him here. So let's see what he tries to do. Maybe he can clear a few of these minions, but I doubt he has an answer to the whole thing. So yeah, he's dealing 3 damage. I mean, trades into it. You know, he's pretty much dead here. We're gonna be able to take care of him, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, even with the lifesteal, we have an easy win here, and I think I'm probably just gonna draw a spell here, cause honestly, I was being lazy. I didn't want to do the math. So if we draw a spell here, I could just kind of go for this and get swipe again, and he doesn't even get the healing off. So he was dead anyway. He was gonna be dead anyway, regardless of we top deck that swipe or not. But you know, it was just icing on the cake here. So we get our first victory here of this episode, and the Druid deck is performing well for us so far. This was a very fun game, so hopefully we can keep that going into the next one. We're into our second game here, and we're going up against the warrior here. And you might want to grab some popcorn because this is gonna be a bit of a long one here. So we end up mulligan all of our cards here. We're looking for some cheap cards to start and some ramp, because if we need our ramp cards early on, that way we can kind of take over kind of midway and kind of towards the end of the game here. But we don't really get the best opening hand. New Heights, we get the Titan, which we're not gonna be able to play for so long, being at 10 mana. But we got the Splash Whelp, which is one of the better cards here because it gives you tempo on board and it also gives you ramp. So we just need to draw another dragon so we can actually make use of that card. But for now, it's not bad to have. Warriors usually have a slow start anyway, so we're not too worried about that. So while this warrior takes his turn here, if you look on the right, you'll see that we have the deck tracker on. And so now you guys can kind of see the deck as we play. In the last game, it was kind of bugged. I kind of opened it too late. The game had already started, so the deck tracker wasn't sure what's in my deck. But everything should be there now. So if you're wondering what we're playing, what cards we have, so you can see it all there. We top decked the Summer Child, but we're just gonna go for the New Heights here, and usually I would have wanted to play the whelp there, but it's just I don't have a dragon to actually be able to activate that, so I'm not gonna go for it. I was debating if I should go for the swipe or not to kill his pirate there, so he doesn't keep getting armor. But I figured it felt like way too slow of a play, and even right now I'm debating the swipe, but it would slow me down too much. Like I would rather let him get the armor, and then I can establish my own tempo than just kind of I'm basically taking a turn just to not even fully clear his board, just to prevent him from getting that armor. So I figured let's just drop down the 4/5. He has to answer it, otherwise we're gonna be able to clear. But I figured that this is just a better play for us here. So he manages to clear it for quite cheap, to be honest. He trades and he plays 2 mana, but he ends up just armoring up. So at this point here, we are probably just gonna go for the swipe here because I can't keep letting him get away with getting that much armor here. And we're very lucky here in drawing a dragon because it now sets us up for a very nice play here. We can go for the swipe and now we can go for our Splash Whelp to get that mana here. So I'm just debating if I should draw or any of that stuff here, but I thought, okay, I played this game a couple of days ago. I didn't think I was gonna go for the draw here. I think I ended up deciding to gain the okay. I think because I ended up deciding to just gain 3 mana crystals at the end, and then I'm just gonna clear his guy anyway here. Okay, I kind of forgot what I decided to do, but I do remember that I killed that pirate because we just couldn't let that thing stick on the board any longer here. You already see he has 12 armor, so we wanted to make sure we take care of that. And we finally drew some more dragons here, so we can kind of get that synergy there. So let's see here. Okay, we're probably just gonna go for the Doomkin, 7 mana. He didn't play anything. All he did was armor up. So we also don't want to ever go like commit too much on the board against the warrior up until they use kind of all their brawls and those cards. You want to put enough pressure where they're forced to use that, but you also don't want to overcommit where it's like, okay, now that he's used it, but I don't actually have any more minions to answer. So that's kind of why we're probably gonna start making a wide board here, but we don't wanna. But we're probably not gonna overcommit with like our insane cards or anything like that here. So we're gonna go for the whelp here, so we can buff one of our dragons here. We're probably just yeah, we're gonna go for another buff again because now we have 2 dragons. We don't necessarily have to hold the whelps anymore. We can actually just go for the play. So here I ended up deciding it's a bit of a waste, but we're gonna play the 1 mana just so we can. Oh, I didn't go. I thought I was gonna go for it. I thought I was gonna I was considering there playing the 1 mana card and then getting the finale off the Trog, and then I would have been able to push 10 damage there. But we ended up not going for that here. So here he plays Aftershocks, which kind of sucks for me because he cleared the board. He cleared my wide board, but he still held on to that brawl here. So I wasn't even able to get value out of that. So at this point, we're probably just going to go for the Titan here because we have a bunch of mana and not much to use it on. We're trying to get these Strogs to go off because we have so many mana crystals now that they're going to be dealing a lot of damage. And I don't want him to have too much armor because he could have slam. So the less armor he has, the better it is for me when I'm dropping these big minions. But at this point, I'm just trying to do the math on how to actually get the finale to trigger because we're going to have 11 mana here. So I'll have to probably play the Titan, refresh my mana crystals, play the 6 mana card, and then I'm probably just going to have to dump one of the wild growth. So I decided not to go for that play here. I decided to just go for 3 mana, and then because I have the mini now, I can just actually play a 1 mana card. I didn't want to just waste my spell here because whatever card you get off the spell is just temporary, and it's only for that turn, so it would have kind of been a waste here. So we get 12 damage to his face with this guy here. So I mean, that's insane value for a 3 mana card here. But I mean, the warrior's been armoring up all game. Even with 12 damage to his face, he's still at 35 HP. He didn't even, so it's okay for us. So we have a big board, but the board isn't too threatening. It's nothing that he's probably gonna go brawl into or anything like that. So he trades into our whelp here, and we're okay. We draw Ziliax, which is one of our best cards in the deck here. And our play now, we don't really have any like good plays because we can just go for a ton of pressure, but then we're just scared of that brawl here. So I decided to just go for the Ziliax anyway. And whatever we choose here, it didn't matter. I was like thinking about it. I'm like, should I play anyway? But it didn't matter what choice we end up making here. Because we're just going to play the Trog anyway. So whatever we got, we're just going to lose anyway. And I didn't want to get rid of the Divine Shield just in case he had any... Just in case he had any like spell damage spells here. But the Brawl is about to come now. It's about time for the Brawl to come, and there it is. It makes sense. So we're just kind of hoping that one of the Ziliaxes stick here. That would be our best case scenario. And that's exactly what happened here. So a bit of luck on our side here. There was a ton of minions, so the fact that Ziliax actually stuck on the board was pretty lucky for us here. So he used one of his brawls here, but I'm pretty sure warriors have he has at least 2 more. What makes this matchup so tough is you don't want to use all your resources and then end up losing the game here. So I ended up deciding to go for refreshing my mana crystals here just because I had the 6 mana spell that I can use to draw cards anyway. So I didn't necessarily need to draw until my hand is full. I'd rather just get the mana and use the cards in my hand here. So I don't want to draw too much because I don't want to start fatiguing myself so early. So I decided to just get the armor there even though I didn't really need it that much. And I'm probably going to... I'm just going to hero power and attack here. Again, I didn't drop the dragon even though I could have. I could have dropped it and then hero powered an attack. I would have got the 4 mana back, but he has more brawls. He probably has 1 more brawl, and they also have that minion that I think if you forge, he starts a brawl and he always wins. So I knew he had answers to this board. That's why I didn't want to commit to it too much. So he plays his own Ziliax here, which is going to give him a good bit of healing. But we're still okay here. We're in a bit of an unfortunate spot here. You see me looking at the deck tracker. I want to get the Chia Drake here because if I'm able to draw that card, can get spell damage +1 and at least kill one of those Ziliaxes without giving him any healing. So I kind of also had a brain fart moment here. I forgot that I could just Yogg and take one of his minions. So I don't remember what play I end up making here, to be honest. So you know what? Let's watch together. Kind of comment down below what play you think I should have made here. So I'm probably gonna for the Titan. I'm probably just gonna draw. And I kind of misplayed here. I forgot about a lot of abilities that my cards have. So I should have just used the draw cards until my hand is full. I should have used that Titan ability. But I kind of completely forgot that that was even an option here. Like, you see me clicking on it because I don't play Druid that much here, so I kind of didn't remember. So I end up playing the 4 mana guy just so I can get some more value here. I go for the Innervid here, and it was just primarily to make some space in my hand. I tried to attack with the Titan, but when you use an ability, you don't get to attack, and you have to use all the abilities to attack. But, you know, it's been a while, so, you know, don't make fun of me. But we're in an okay spot here. He plays Reno, which sucks for us, but I'm kind of glad I didn't play the Yogg at the end there. Because if I had played the Yogg, then we would have just lost out on a bunch of value here. But yeah, at this point, we don't really have any good plays. Nothing too crazy that we can do. I'm not going to drop the Yogg on an empty board for him to clear. Won't get any value out of that. Even Doomkin, it's my most expensive minion, but it doesn't matter. I steal a mana crystal from him, but like I'm already full at 16. And next turn he's going to get a mana crystal anyway and be back up to 10, so it makes no difference for us. But we just kind of want to spend our mana here, so we're going to draw 2 dragons. We only had 1 left, so we only get that one guy here, and that's pretty much it. We're just going to hero power and attack. So a bit of kind of a waste of a turn from us here, but that's how it goes when they play Reno. So at this point, this is kind of where I started to feel that the game was kind of slipping away from us. So if you'll notice that our deck doesn't have any cards left. We just have 1 card. We just have Marin left, the manager. But you know what? That's a great card to have because he will shuffle some more cards into our deck here at the very least. So this is kind of where I go for a bit of a risky play, and you're gonna see what happens here. So what I decided to do was obviously all these cards are great. You know, they're all like very solid options. I didn't want to go for the golden because I have Yogg and I don't want to replace that. The other cards I'm willing to get rid of, but I didn't want to lose the Yogg. So I didn't want to go for the golden kobold and play that. So I decided to go for the Toland's Goblet card. And my thought process there was I wanted to, in an ideal world, I'm going to get Zarok's Crown. And once I draw that card, I'm gonna have like a ton of copies of them. But that is not what ended up happening. We ended up getting the Wondrous Wand, which is probably the worst out of all those options. It was definitely like the worst one to get because the rest of it would have been better for us here. So I decided to just go for the Summer Flower Child here just so I don't overdraw. And you know, it makes a wide board for us here, so we don't mind. But yeah, I mainly went for that card just so I can kind of skip on that. I don't overdraw any of these cards. So that's kind of why that's what you see there. The play kind of backfired on us. But here's the second ball. And that's the main thing about these warriors. When you make wide boards, you know you're going to end up losing them to the brawl anyway. But obviously his card wins because, you know, that's the excavate thing. So he was going to come out on top. So now let's see what we draw here. At this point, what we're hoping to draw is it doesn't matter. Zarok's Crown is good here, so we're probably just gonna go for Yogg. And I don't know if I should have played the Yogg there, cause I feel like it's not bad. To be honest, I just wanted to get the Yogg on the board. That way I can, whenever I top deck the golden cobalt guy, I can just play him and not feel too bad about that. So yeah, we get a bit unfortunate there. Whenever you use one of Yog's abilities, he casts 2 random spells, and it was a bit unfortunate for us that he ended up choosing to draw the draw ones, but we ended up getting 2 minions out of it, so that part wasn't too bad here. So this is where we get insanely lucky getting the Grey Bow here. It's a death rattle card, so we're gonna get value out of it, and we're pretty much gonna be getting kind of infinite value at this point. Even if he brawls, well, if he brawls, we won't get infinite value per se. Well, no, we still will, because they'll die, and as long as one of our own minions survive, then we're gonna be getting all that value here. So Greybor was an insane pickup there. It's a death rattle card. If you don't know what it does, it gives your other minions a death rattle to summon it. So it's pretty much an infinite loop of you getting that card, unless they can obviously clear all other minions and then clear it. But because we have such a wide board here, it's probably going to be a bit difficult for them to do that here. So this is where I started to feel like, okay, we might have a chance here. So here you see he clears a lot of our minions here, but we still have the Yogg. We still have both these guys alive here. So he decides to kill the Yogg here, which makes sense. And then that's kind of pretty much it for his turn here. He's not going to do much else. So now we're going to be continuously taking fatigue here. So I'm trying to end this game as quickly as possible here. So I'm going to play the Grey Bow because I want to get more value out of it. And I'm going to transform the rest of my hand because it's pretty much all garbage. The Drake, I was considering playing it, but I would rather just get a random legendary to replace it, because odds are we can probably get something a bit better than that. And we get some very, very good ones here. We get the dinosaur there, we get the charge guy there, we get cheese wheel guy, a ton of good legendaries. Heartbreaker, not so good. We don't really care about that one, but everything else was, very good, and it kind of was a bit too much for my brain here, trying to think what play I'm gonna end up making here. So we're chilling. We're probably gonna trade those Grey Bows just so we can get the death rattle off, but we also want to push the damage face here because we don't. Yeah, we want to push damage face here because we just I ended up deciding to double trade here. What I was considering doing was playing the 5-mana rush guy and then trying to push some damage face here, but I ended up going for just the elusive guy and double trading here. So now we're in a very good spot here because he can't even target that minion with anything because it's elusive. The only thing that would suck for us here is Brawl. And he does have one more Brawl somewhere in his deck, and we're just hoping that he doesn't have that card. In his hand, he only has about like 4 unique cards. Everything else isn't unique. So we were lucky there that we had taken care of a lot of the armor that he already had. Because if we didn't, then he would have actually been able to clear the dinosaur there. And the dinosaur here was pretty much our lifeline. So now we're in a much better spot here. We decide to go for the 5-mana rush guy here. Because after you attack with him, he's going to turn into a location, and we can buff one of our minions and get even more damage. So at this point, I'm just considering how much I want to commit to the board here. But because, we're out of cards, and one Brawl is probably all it's going to take for us to lose here. So I ended up playing this guy to get some copies of some cards here. So I actually, it was a pretty good card to hit, because now I can play both of them and trade into that guy and get 2 locations out of it. So now we're gonna be in an even much better spot here, because now I can push all that damage face, and I can buff up my guys even more here to get even more damage. So this gives me an extra 6 damage that I can push face at this point here. So I end up I go for the cheese guy. To be honest, I've never played that guy, so I think instead of the cheese guy, I decided to go hero power and face here, because I'm a bit worried about that Brawl still, even though, to be honest, I don't know if the cheese guy was going to be what's going to save us if we got brawled anyway. But I decided to just hold on to it, just to give myself a chance if he does kind of get that Brawl. He's pretty much drawn his whole deck here, and I don't know how he hasn't gotten that second Brawl. Maybe he only runs 1 Brawl, which would be kind of insane, but at this stage here, he kind of need brawl is kind of his only way out at this point. But even if he does brawl, because we have all those Grey Boar death rattles, yeah, and there he goes. He concedes here. He knew it was over for him. And to be honest, this game came down to the absolute wire here, and it was a very fun game to play here against the Warrior. So I'm really enjoying this deck. I'm probably gonna play it a bit more here in the upcoming episodes. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did, and subscribe to see more gameplay. Peace.